brings us to Nora. So, Odin, if you could tell us what community or city we are in, and what is uh, the room or the building like.
De här is in what's it called? Lägenhet.
Apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Apartment, yes.
Mm-hmm. So is it like one of these apartments with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of little rooms, or are they pretty big with many rooms in each one?
I think it's more a larger one with multiple of rooms.
Yeah.
I can find an apartment for you because I've been to those apartments
Ola is
in
our real estate expert from Malmö.
Yeah.
We're giving him flashbacks to his years there. Okay, so two things. I will jump back to Hans, and I wanted to confirm with Nathan. We are talking about a man of German origin but he is about in his middle 40s or early 40s. Is that correct?
Early 40s.
Okay, early 40s. Okay. And so then so good. So then in Nora's case, what does she look like? So Odin, do you want to say what she looks like?
Like kind of somewhat dark brown neck, long dark brown hair.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this it's kind of like a sweater with a long skirt.
Ah, okay. And as I recall, you said she was in her early 20s as well, correct?
26, apparently.
Okay. Let's take this from our understanding now of what you are all aware of when you awaken. Your vitae is a little bit down. All of you have obligations or things that you can get done. For one thing, this right now, just after the autumn equinox, is when the Ordo Dracul can get some things done. Yes, many of them can walk about during the day, but it costs vitae and all the rest of it. Now, this is vampire covenant business season. Okay, now it's time to get projects rolling. This is kind of like the season of adventure. So all of you are aware of a certain need. There is a person who was famous as a kind of a local religious / self-help leader, and that he goes all around Europe from different into different cities and things, or has different retreats, and he leads workshops and activities, and it's very important that his blood was supposed to be acquired right now. The Ordo Dracul needs this guy, his blood, for this particular project that all of you know about. And this project will be conducted on one of the many islands in this area, perhaps just north of Malmö and Köpenhamn, right up there in the main body of water. Not into the southern archipelago quite that far, but in many of these little islands, there is one that is a laboratory for the Ordo Dracul. So it was important for you to acquire this person's blood and get it to that spot. All of you are aware of this. Now I will tell you more about who this person is in a moment. But that is one thing that you know you are supposed to be working together to do. Other things of importance. There is a building to be painted, Estesh, right? There is a jazz recital, a performance to be prepared for, and it should be occurring in just about a week. So, Nora, you're aware of that. This is something that you aspire to do, and that you have obligations. There are people you need to see and things you have to arrange for this to work. That goes for both of those aspirations. Hans, your aspiration, I believe, was more about what was that about? More about the Ordo Dracul, or what was it?
The aspiration, the one for the vampire side?
Well, actually, I wanted one about any of your aspirations right now.
Okay. I want to discover a secret to get rid of one.
That's right. I remember. Right.
Yeah.
I remember. Okay. Well, yes, and so that investigation is not going to happen by itself, you know. And then finally, we have with Ansa, we have her particular interest. Now, this particular experiment, I'm going to say, Ansa, you are one of the designers for this experiment. So this is part of your, yes, this was part of your aspiration, was to get a specific experiment done. And so I suppose that you will want to investigate the circumstances for, now that we know that the four of you are going to work together on this, perhaps you will have to take some action about this. So you arise knowing that this guru, right, who has a sort of a ambiguous local name that I've been thinking about a little bit. But I haven't made a decision quite yet. I should very quickly. Okay, so that is the situation. All of you know that you need to meet or to arrange what you're going to do, and you all have personal concerns, personal and private concerns of different kinds. So would anybody like to tell me how they're going to get their night started? Are you going to feed first? Are you going to go do some things and arrange some things with people first? What is your plan? Oh, and one more thing. Hans, it is your son's birthday.
Yeah. Say that again.
Hans.
Slitven, you're kidding.
Yeah. Hans, it is your son's birthday.
Okay. Of course. Should I start?
Anybody can start. Everybody tell me what you want to do, and you don't have to. You can even talk all at once if you want. So,
May I start?
yes, please.
Okay, so I think I will just drop by the where my son is living and just put a gift on the front door and leave. Yeah. Just put a gift on the front door. Expensive one. something that he really likes or wanted. Not creepy at all. And then I think
Have
feeding
you, out of curiosity, have you been in much contact with people for about a week or not?
regular work, I guess.
Mhm. Interacting with people in any important way, like with a son or a coworker
Oh,
for something specific or anything like that?
the son, no, I mean, he didn't hear from me
Right.
for like 30 years, but
Mhm.
yeah, not 30, 20, 20,
Uh-huh.
25.
Correct. Yes.
Coworker, Hans is working alone,
Okay.
so no. Small chat with the people in the building, when you meeting them in the corridor, things like that. But I'm always in contact with the higher up in the Covenant.
Yes. So,
So
okay. So the way this is handled, just to let people know and to see how much fun it is, you have met the requirements for a breaking point. You need to be in more contact with people, and going to see your son was important. And you chose not to actually interact with him. I'm being a little cruel here. And so when you hit a breaking point and you are trying to read the rules, um, it goes like this. Okay, so that will be 7 dice, and you have touchstones, so you are permitted to use one more die because you have one. You have 2 touchstones, so you can use 2 more dice. And the way the dice work, so he is risking a point of humanity right now. Okay. The listing for humanity breaking points is on page 107, and they can also apply for anything like them. You all have humanity 7, and that means that all of the breaking points from 7 all the way to 1 count for you. So that's a huge list of things that cause you to risk detachment. So keep that in mind. So even if just a conversation with another human being will keep you from this breaking point, just a conversation that's more than just a routine. So Nathan, when you roll the 9 dice, they are D10, if you see
okay,
them. And
yep.
what you want is for any of them to be 8, 9, or 10.
So you said 9 dice?
I do.
7? Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7.
I think a lot of the D10 sales went up
Okay.
during the 90s.
They did.
So I
They
need
did.
to get 8, 9, or 10.
Correct.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have a 10.
Okay, excellent. So that is fine. You do not detach and you do not drop a point in humanity.
Okay.
However, this is what is called a beat. So mark 1 beat on your sheet. All right, 5
Where
beats.
is
It's
beat?
somewhere. I don't know. It's somewhere. But
Yes.
5 beats means you get an experience point. So there are lots of things that get you beats, and most of them are a little bit dramatic. Now, risking detachment is a beat. Well, then,
Where is beat?
you might just want to write it down
Well,
somewhere.
got it.
Okay.
That's fine. I got it.
Excellent. Now, I would like to know, so you have gone and done this present, and that has taken you a little while to get across town and do all of those things which you do. Now, did you spend, when you purchased the present, did you just do it online and have it delivered? Or, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Delivered to my place, but
Right, perfect.
because I dropped it. But
Right.
yeah.
Okay, in that case, I'd like to know a little bit more about any of Ansa's activities for what you want to do. For one thing, it would be a very good idea to discover where Charles Austin Now you see, I was debating on whether to actually use this name. It was very obvious to use Osteen, and I decided to do it anyway because I hate Joel Osteen with every fiber of my being. So, Charles Osteen is this Nordic guru who does all these self-help, charming things, and he's famous enough to have his huge grinning picture in the airport and stuff like that. Um, so anyway, he's a
Is
handsome.
this is
Hmm?
is it like more of an like spiritual leader, or is it more like business, believe in yourself?
Well,
Um,
I would say it is a local brand of Scientology.
mm,
So it's not actually associated with that organization, but you could be forgiven for thinking it's the same thing.
mm, fantastic.
So that kind of person. So
Yeah.
anyway, so Charles Osteen is your target, and of course you have been in vampire slumberland for 12 hours, so or 8 hours. So now we are interested in no, more like 12. It's the equinox. Sorry. So continue. Um, please tell me uh, what what Ansa would now be doing with her time.
Right. Okay. So I'm sorry. Like this, maybe I should know it, but like so how is like the hunger or thirst thing? Is it like when like how do I know like if it's really bad or really not
Okay.
bad?
Well, first of all, we can always do it numerically. You have 9 out of
Mhm.
10.
Yep.
But I will tell you that when you are you are considered uncontrollably hungry, that is to say, you risk frenzy at 4 vitae. So hitting 4 vitae is not an instant trigger for frenzy, but if something blood filled comes near you in a tempting fashion while you have vitae 4, then you're going to want to drink it, and you might have to
Yeah.
resist it to keep from attacking them. So from 10 to 4, you are, from 10 down to 5, you will feel it. You know that it's not going to get better.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Oh, I don't know if it's good, but it's good. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess it's not in that case like the worst possible like at this moment. So I guess the very first thing like I don't know like if we are supposed to like get together, like maybe I could like send some I don't know, text message or whatever, like whatever they are using like to these other vampires.
Well,
And
in
like
that, let me ask you then, do you want it, and I'm asking you, Henna, do you want it to be an ordinary cell phone, just message, just a signal? All of you would know where to meet. You have a place where you meet. And you could do that. Or if you want it to be somewhat more subtle, there is a website that you always check, or something like that. Or maybe it's an old school signal of some kind. Whatever it is you say, that's what we will use.
no, I think I want to communicate like with mobile phone, like just
Okay.
like send some text message, or like I'm 2011, like I don't know. I didn't use any apps then, so maybe
We
it's like
didn't call
text
them
message.
apps yet. The word
Yes.
didn't
Yes,
Yeah,
exist
exactly.
yet.
we did.
Yeah,
We called mobile phones had apps. They were like smartphones
right.
and stuff like that.
No, they weren't. And
Not very good ones, but they were.
Very standard, like the basic
but
text
no
message.
computer called them apps. They still called them
Oh.
programs.
Yes.
I missed the
Yeah.
programs. Okay. So let's continue with
So it's like meetup.
yeah, exactly. So I think that it's I'm going to assume that you will at least check on where Charles Osteen may be at this time, just to do a little research on that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually like a bit assuming in a way that I might have done it like the day before, so
Yes.
that I
Yeah.
know, because if it's like, I mean, there's internet, like if this dude is like traveling, there's maybe some schedule, like I'm talking here today, or I don't know, or maybe I guess
he
if,
definitely,
like,
that's very much
Yeah.
the case, is exactly that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing. So
So I have done that research like before, and I'm like a competent person who remembers it like the next day, so I don't have to check it right now. So I
well,
know,
I was
like,
thinking more in terms of rolling your wits and your resolve to see whether you did.
okay, well, okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, we
Who
can do
knows?
that.
Vampires
Okay.
are easily distracted with things like feeding
Yeah,
on
yeah, that's true.
feeding on
That's
children
true.
and other pleasant things and stuff like that. So
Okay, so wits and what was
resolve.
it?
Yeah. So add those up and roll those dice.
Okay. Oh, they are both attributes. Oh, interesting.
Yes, you can do that. Because this is not a skilled act.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I guess I was speaking too early. No successes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to, you could make this is allowed, that you would make a dramatic success. Oh, sorry, my mistake. A dramatic failure. And I will turn this into a heinous problem, but you get a beat. So that's what you can decide or not, or you can just say, oh shit, and start all over. I mean, and start.
Dramatic failure sounds kind of like interesting, but no, I think
not right out
I think
of
I'm
not
not
right on
going
your
with
first
it.
roll, right? Okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So then in that case, then I'm like, okay, I don't remember it. Then I'm going online and I'm checking
right.
where it is.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
We will get back to you. You have just lost an hour from this. The clock is ticking. Okay, so that is happening. And then let's see, I forgot one thing. Nathan, your success was a 10, correct?
Yes, it was.
Okay, now we only needed success for that roll, but just so you know the system, if one of your successes or any of your successes is a 10, you take another die and you roll it. So do that for us now, retroactively, just so we get used to it.
Got a 6.
Okay, it is not an extra success, but it's not a bad thing. This is called a chance die, and it is another success on a 10 and 10 only. And if you get a 1 on it, it's a dramatic failure. Right? You won't get a dramatic failure off of the ordinary non-success dice. Okay? So that's how you get to dramatic failure through a roll. The other way you get to dramatic failure is to fail and then say, I want trouble from this. And we turn it into a dramatic failure. Okay? So this is really just a little teaching session, as we work our way through some actions. So excellent. And now I'm quite interested. Oh, by the way, after your hour, you will discover that Charles Austin died.
You have
Sorry.
to say that again.
Yes, he
Say it
died.
again?
Charles
You cut
Austin
out.
died during the day. And his body is now being kept at the morgue. So
That basically means no blood, or we were supposed to like take blood from him but not kill him.
correct. There's only one.
It's a worse
There's only
blood.
one solution now.
To
Sneak into the morgue.
turn him into a vampire. No,
You can, if a person has been contaminated by a vampire's bite in the past, then you can raise them afterwards. But it takes you spending vitae to do it, and it takes a day. It's at least a week, unless you provide more vitae, 1 per day. If you want him to get up right then, that needs 7 points of vitae.
how much can you eat from one person?
How much you can wait? Say that again.
how much can you eat? How much vitae can you get from one?
For you at
You-
blood potency,
Two.
2, I will have to look it up. For blood potency 1, you can get 10 maximum. You can feed up to 10. That's as much as you
Okay.
can carry. So, so anyway, that's how that works.